Hey there, Gemini. This is Joy with Joy the World, here to take an intuitive peek into the energies going on around you. Friends and subscribers, welcome back. And if you are new to this channel, click that subscribe button down below, baby. It is free as always. And if you would like to be notified anytime I post new videos, just ring that little bell out beside it, and YouTube will be sure to let you know. Why? Because they got your number. All right, friends, I'm glad you showed up here in Gemini. It looks like we got a bit of change going on. What was your affirmation? It is time to celebrate myself. I love that coming on in. Switching a mindset, because as we see this celebration cup coming along with others, raising your cup, that's showing to me an air of trust, an air of trusting oneself, trusting others, a shift and a change in mindsets and environment, because it's up in the clouds, pie in the sky, right? High hopes. But there's prosperity that will come forth from this, feeling reestablished and reconnected, no longer having to go through that dark undergirding and the underground channel that you've been in for quite some time. It may not have been seen or known by anybody else, because that is a lot of the plague of the Gemini. And not that you were plagued. It was that mindset, right, of knowing that others don't always get or understand you to the depth of the level of what you go through, of your commitment to others and humankind, to your friends, to your family. You're such a nurturer of, you get like almost giving of your own blood, your own soul, that can play on you and prey on you for quite some time. That's where the soul key was coming on in here, and it is number 9. It's time to be done with that, to take the mask off, the mask of undermining yourself, that you're not asked to give to such, where it begins to take away from your foundation, from your life force. That's what this euphoria was before, is where you felt like you couldn't change your own life. You were integral in helping be a force of change for others, but life is ready to celebrate. Life is ready to get on board with you, and some of that came from you being a little reluctant to see how amazing you are, talented, gifted, beautiful. And that was part of the shocker when you were younger, is the attraction and magnetism that people have towards Gemini. I mean, y'all have youthful faces, youthful spirits, very much effervescent, enthusiastic, exuberant, that type of energy. But as we begin to age around 10, 11, or 12, when other people begin to cut off that part of themselves, that youthful vibe, think pink, high heart type energy, thymus energy, the throat energy, really come forward in the example, truth, exuberance, that type thing, that you start to stand out. And then people are drawn to it because they cut themselves off from their own. And you didn't know what to do with all that. So you began to split into the two and have the public face and the private face. And this is doing away with that now that you come fully together. Because see, this 311, sometime back we were talking about Gemini filling the gap in the space in between. It was realizing that that space in between was a window to a whole nother world, a whole other opportunity. And that's getting on board with the power of your permission, knowing that you choose yourself and you come together as one. When you come together as one, that is on the mind, body, and soul level, which is the triune self. And then that's where the empowerment comes from. That's where the strength and the fortitude and the resolution to go forward in this life, being fully human and appreciative of your ability to help others and use your giftings for them, but to use them first and foremost for yourself. That's why this is called Honor Yourself. Come out of the dark and the shadows and into the light, and you will see the star that you are. Because on the head, those Medusa type snakes that are wearing you out really reminds me of the 5 of Wands type energy. Knowing your power. If you know your power, then you know how to invest it properly. And as we know about investments grow. That was the issue of kind of like a backwash on a pool. For a moment, it has a purpose, but from then on, you have to flip the switch where the pump flows forward. All right. So in that moment, that little bit, that learning curve, when we fall this plant, we bump our heads and we forget for a minute. Now we got back on track, and you realize, oh, put me in the center of my universe, of my chart, and begin to realize that if I invest in me first, nurture and nourish myself, and make decisions that honor who I am in my life force and my well-being, then there will be more than enough to share. More than enough to share. And why? Because Gemini, I know your secret. You care. And you care a lot. And that's why you had been hurt a lot and deeply and dark, deep, like dead, living dead type. Ask me how I know. That's like these flumes and these powers of death just coming and pouring on out, like just literally exhausting you. I mean, just totally exhausted. You're like a vapor, wisp of wind, still here. But yes, the strength and determination of your dual human force is indescribable. Never underestimate the power of a Gemini. And I also believe in appreciating our whole selves and the whole zodiac, but I give a little extra appreciation to Geminis. I've had lots of them in my life, and they can be seen as a source of so much solarness and vitality and upliftment and that type of thing. But what do we do when we invest in that? We nourish that, we nurture that, we nurture what is beautiful and healthy, and it grows and it abounds, and that is good for everybody. But in this case, coming out of that exhaustion, that death, that was an attachment, is what you're showing me here, that it wasn't really butterfly energy, it was moth. And if you resonate with the moth, all good, but is coming in as a bit of wisdom here. That has to do with decimation. Okay, moths usually come in when they lay their eggs on your garden. They lay in things that consume it and devour the good stuff. All right, so it was like a double whammy coming on in, and that is your happiness began to be attached to destruction. It was totally unhappy. It doesn't matter what was going on. It was like grease stains on your windshield. If somebody Vaselines your windshield, you can rub those wipers and all it's going to do is smear and make it worse. And that's what was happening. You were smeared with tears all on the inside, and it was ruining your vision, and as well, it was ruining your provision. So remember, it is time to celebrate myself. That's our affirmation for today. It is time to celebrate myself. So we're detaching you from this unhappiness. How? I don't know, just maybe even by resonating and talking about. But let's get in a pearl of wisdom, because wisdom always makes a big difference. For many of you, it depleted you financially, but this also resonates with your time. The way you spend your time also dictates a lot of your resources. Remember, it was a double whammy, a double exhaustion, drained you of your life force as well as your finances, okay? But as we know, 13 is a divine lucky number. So let's tune on in here. Something's trying to peep out a little bit. Ooh, some partnership, getting on the same page with yourself, knowing what you're made of. You can go anywhere as the star that you are. What is coming up in the angel of strength? This is the Jubilee, the power of celebration, because 50 is the number of that. So I love that you're getting on page with yourself. You're realizing, yeah, I'm ready for that breath of fresh air. It is time. So the card that chose to come out is just support your perfect 10. Put a grin on your face is the 28. Getting in union with your divine energy, your double dunamis, double power. Vote for yourself. Witness type energy, because witness, I know the card here is 64, but the number of witness in numerology is 2. Think about it. In a court case, it has to be corroborated by one person, a witness, right? That number is 2. And that brings in the victory. Now that you see it coming and going, now that you realize the depth of the price that you had to pay, putting the cart before the horse, or the chart before your power, meaning others, and the todayness and the whatever else keeps you running and ragged, you now have gotten ahead of it. And you're realizing that through the power of decision, the power of insight, the power of stopping to back it up, and to make decisions that honor you, that is the greatest investment you can make. Being in the center of your universe, the solarness of your chart is intelligent wisdom. And that brings in the golden self, the fragrant victory. Unbroken, the words I hear when I look at this. So I'm going to put that right over here. Let's get a bit of a moon magic card as well to see. Ooh, we got sovereignty at the bottom. Look at that. Look at not just the enlightenment, but the alignment. Okay, that is what we have going on. Ooh, got some Shiva Lingam going on back there. Some resonating power of divinity hour. Let's get some moon. Yeah, I see. Thank you. Ooh, it is time. Talk about it isn't just celebration. Celebration is something that feels good. It ain't party hard where you're out till you puke on your shoes. You should feel as good coming out of it as you do going into it. And that is 18, the individuation of connecting to yourself. And that brings in pleasure. Look at your heart fully expressed in the fullness of yourself, the full mind, the whole mind, not even keeping secrets back from yourself like you did over here, you know, just chugging on through, trying to survive on fumes, no more making those empty promises to yourself, but being able to fully come on through, to celebrate life, to celebrate the moments of your life, to celebrate those who you choose to allow in your life, in your victory circle, in your victory cup. And look at that, the profusion of butterflies. And butterfly, gossamer, fool, strings. Those are people who choose to be a fool unto life. Those who are open to life and the energy that it precipitates. I like all that. You're getting all intellectual on me today. Blessing out those hollow, empty eyes of the Five of Pentacles, that moon-mindedness, that moon-eyed of ending up weary and desolate and left out. So, let's get this pleasure coming in for, it's too much. A whole book of love, but what stopped it? What stopped it? Two of Pentacles and Death. Making up your mind about how you feel. You know, this death is basically, it's talking about, you got to get that out of your head. Don't be your own undoing. It's basically talking about a sheet cake. That's a turd that you frost. Get that dump out of your mind. All right. Not just in your heart. Realize that pleasure is for you, that it is possible, that it's not something that has to be cooked up in some mind-altering type of way, some imbibing type of way. It's simply by the movement of your breath, by your imagination, believing that you are loved and it is possible. There's the Two of Pentacles coming out. So let's see how your mind can work together here. Let's see how your mind can work together here. And let me take a closer look at him. I've heard dance come up twice since we started this reading, and I've yet to express it. But what you're really you're playing with your left hand, your potential, but you're really holding on with your action. So the work and the play. So action is about releasing and letting go here, letting the investment be made, not holding back on yourself. Okay? So let's see what else we got. All right, we're going to get a little bit more of these, what you call the uncommon tarot. Woohoo, my brain be working today. Knight of Swords. Follow the golden rule. Interesting. Remember letting go? So it's normally, it says do unto others what you would have done unto you. And now it's saying, in this case, because of your exhaustion and your commitment and your love to your friends and whomever else has been around you, they're saying do unto you what you do to others. The way you've cared and loved and expressed towards others, do that towards yourself. Simple. Very simple. They don't even need me to go on. What else? What else do we have here? Anything else for our Geminis? Okay. We're going to take a look at Maxfield Parrish. Where's the bomb? Oh, start dreaming again. Cooking some stuff up. This is stop there. Stop there. Stop there. Big skies. There's a whole world, all of heaven. So the thing about your dreams that you're cooking up is it's like a recipe. It's many facets of things coming together in one whole big picture, one big idea, one big city, many things come together to make the whole. That's what you're thinking about. That you've almost dropped the disguise, left the old death behind. Because you're taking that in. It's kind of like you're showing it's funny. It's a lot like a Coke float. You're like a Coke is one thing and the ice cream's another. But when the two come together, it makes something like nothing else. So when your two come together, when your playfulness and your work, your investment come together, you like nothing else, baby. But you already know that. And now you know that I know. So it's time to come forward and let me celebrate you. Leave your comments and your compliments down below. Tell on yourself and your fine, talented gifts and other things that come together so uncommonly. I appreciate you and I want to appreciate you more. If you haven't already, click that subscribe button down below and be sure to ring the bell up beside it, and that will get you tuned in and to get more messages like this where we bring in the truth so you to step in your bold, bright, beautiful, goldness, wonderful self and level up into who you are, have the satisfaction and pleasure of life here on earth. I love you. Talk soon. Bye.